All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Richard. This is my channel. I'm going to have myself a drink, and we're going to talk about preparation. This is rum. Dark rum, by the way. This is Coke and ice, and I'm just not wasting it. I think they gave me more Coke than ice, or more ice than Coke, really. So, preparation. You may be able to tell by my wet hair that in preparation for this video, I took a shower. I shaved. I soaked myself up. Speaking of water-related things, let me remind you that for every 1,000 subscribers I do purchase one of these bracelets from 4Ocean. 4Ocean pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. Every 1,000 subscribers, I purchase a bracelet, and it pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean. I have pulled, last time I got an email from them saying it was 31 pounds. I have about 8,000 subscribers across all 6 of my channels. So, yeah. I'm giving you an opportunity to help me clean the ocean for free. And whereas some internet trolls will say, well, why don't you just do it because it's the right thing to do? The answer is, because that's expensive and I don't really have the money and I don't want to pull another dozen pounds of trash out of the ocean, which would cost me about $300. I want to pull, every pound of trash out of the ocean I possibly can. So that's just one of those things. But anyway, preparation. There are some things you should shower twice for. The reason for that is that, I used to know a guy that would shower maybe once a week. Okay? He smelled bad, and, he thought he liked his smell when he didn't shower. And, I lived with the dude. He didn't have air conditioning, and he would shower, and he'd smell even worse after his shower. And that was for a number of reasons. One of them being that he just washed the first layer of dirt off. And another reason is that, he was just really covered in bacteria. He had yeast. We all have yeast all over our bodies, but, it's like one of those things. He wore boxer shorts, and he said, I itch, and then I itch until I scratch my skin raw, and then the skin dies, and then it just hurts, which is better than itching. I could never understand boxer shorts. Be honest with you, when I wear boxer shorts, I just sweat too much. And it's like, you have this great, huge wetness in your pants. So it's like, I live in a place where it's very warm most of the time. So I guess if I lived in a colder climate, I'd be able to wear boxer shorts. But, as I became a larger man, as I matured after puberty, I could not wear boxer shorts without sweating excessively in my underpants and then just, being disgusting. So I could never do that. And he thought that jockey shorts were homosexual. He called them butt huggers. And it's like I say, after he showered, he stunk. So what's the point? So yeah, there's some things you want to shower regularly. They say at least twice a day. That's not true. It depends on the situation. If it's a hot day and, you're leaving the house, you should generally shower before leaving the house. If it's been a couple of hours, shower again. Showering is generally a good thing. If you wind up with dry skin from excessive showering, that's why they make lotion. That's one of those things. But you know, one of the things I have to do with one of my YouTube channels is I make YouTube videos or YouTube shorts on my phone, and I've got to go and I've got to prep my computer to do the short. And we're changing topics, of course. I've got to prep my computer to do the short. And after I prep my computer to do the short, I have to prep the desk, because you can see anything you can see in the video is something that has to be prepped somehow. You know, it's like if I have an old glass there because I drank something, I have to move it. I have to put something down on the desk to cover the desk if there's dirt there, or if I don't want the regular look of the desk. And then there's a spot right behind me in the closet that you can see, so I have to cover up whatever's there if I don't want people to see it. And I mean, there's often rubbish there. I'm not a very neat and tidy person. I'm very depressed. So that's prep work, you know. One of the things about prep work, of course, is that we've all had that experience where you go out there and you do all the prep work, and then you're so tired you take a nap, and by the time you wake up, all your prep work is pretty much wasted. I mean, with me, I really have to clear the cache on my computer before doing the prep work, so I have to restart the computer, and then I have to get all of the pages set up. And you know, if you go out there, you sleep for 8 hours, what was the point of resetting the cache? Now the cache is filled up again. And I mean, I remember there was certain things I do with coffee that relate to my blog. Often if I review, say I review cookies, you know, for my review blog, and you'll see those reviews on this channel sooner or later. I'll put the cookies on a plate. I'll have an unbroken box of cookies, so you can see what they would look like in the store. And then I have a cup of coffee, you know. And one of the things that would happen is I would make the coffee. And I had an automatic shut-off coffee maker at the time. I have one now, but I have two. Well, I've got a bunch of coffee makers. I make a lot of coffee. But anyway, there are times I would make a whole pot of coffee, and then 2 days later, it's just sitting there cold, and I didn't even touch it, which is very, very annoying in terms of preparation. And even coming in here, you know, I don't really feel as though I've gotten very drunk. I've just had a meal, so I can take a little more alcohol. I've got this big thing of ice, and I probably should film a second video, but I'm not prepared for filming a second video. It's not as if it's going to be a big deal. I could just go to my computer and look up. I have a list. I'm still more than 200 questions long about things that I can talk about in my videos. One of my goals is to get through that whole list. But, you know, one thing that could happen is I could leave the ice in here. I could go to the other room. I could get distracted. I could forget about the ice. And then, you know, what happens to the ice? It just melts. So then I'm out of ice. And the amount of videos I make is kind of related to the amount of ice I have. Now, obviously, I could just go to the store and get more ice. I can make more ice in my freezer. But that's all prep work. If I take this glass and put it in my freezer, it's now almost full of ice. I could probably, with this same ice, make 2, maybe 3 more videos. Maybe 4, depending on if I chill whatever I'm going to put in the ice. It's all dependent on what kind of prep work I do. So when you think about prep work, yeah, it makes a really big difference, doesn't it? I mean, if I just added a little bit of ice every time I made a video, I wonder how long I could keep using this same glass. Probably quite a long time. I mean, you know, you put it in the freezer so the bacteria doesn't grow. It'll get wonky after a while, but unless you break the glass, you can use it 100 times, particularly if you're putting alcohol in there, because the alcohol would kill any germs. You do have to take into certain account the fact that whatever you put in there may color the ice. Slightly brown ice is not appealing for a video. Anyway, I just, prep work came into my zeitgeist. I'm tired, which is weird because I kind of just got up, but I've kind of slept. So it's like I took a nap and I woke up and I'm tired again. And I'm sitting in this room going, okay, got to get work done, whatever I do. If I do enough prep work, my work should be easy. If I do too little prep work, my work should be hard. If I do too much prep work, I'll do prep work and no work. So, one of those questions of life. So, I guess the point of this, what I've come down to, is that there's a cat outside being annoying playing with a toy. And that you shouldn't do too much prep work because it'll keep you from doing the work. You shouldn't do too little prep work because that is too hard to get the work done. Anyway, one of the great questions of life is how much of any one thing should I do? Only you can answer that, and you're not always going to be right. I'm Richard. Hi everybody, I'm Danger Ducky, and this is the part of the video where I remind you to comment, like, and subscribe. I'm also giving time for there to be links to the next video and subscriptions. You should comment, like, and subscribe, because for every 1,000 subscribers, this channel will buy a bracelet from For Ocean, and that will pull a pound of trash out of the ocean. It's a big ocean and there's a lot of trash there. We also buy medals from the Conqueror, and every one of those means that 5 trees are planted, so that we will have a cleaner world for you and me to live in. Danger Donkey says, be a good Samaritan, float like a butterfly, and comment, like, and subscribe!